Welcome to another episode of Grandma Reads for Adults. And we'll start with From Now We Are Six by A. A. Milne, a little poem called The Good Little Girl. It's funny how often they say to me, Jane, have you been a good girl? Have you been a good girl? And when they have said it, they say it again. Have you been a good girl? Have you been a good girl? I go to a party, I go out to tea, I go to an aunt for a week at the sea. I come back from school or from playing a game. Wherever I come from, it's always the same. Well, have you been a good girl, Jane? It's always the end of a loveliest day. Have you been a good girl? Have you been a good girl? I went to the zoo and they waited to say, have you been a good girl? Have you been a good girl? Well, what did they think that I went there to do? And why would I want to be bad at the zoo? And should I be likely to say that if I had? So that's why it's funny of Mummy and Dad, this asking and asking in case I was bad. Well, have you been a good girl, Jane? And then from Now We Are 60 by Christopher Matthew. Caring Society. Whenever I ring up, I get this reply. Customer services, how may I help you? And when I have told them, they cheerfully cry, bear with me, would you? I'll just put you through. It could be the gas board. It could be BT. It could be the council concerning our tree. It could be the dealer about the new car, or a medical query that's quite bizarre. Bear with me, I'm putting you through. It's always the same when they put you on hold. Our lines are busy, you're held in a queue. And lest there be doubt, it's repeated tenfold. Our lines are still busy, you're still in the queue. And so I just sit and I fume and I fret. Is it worth hanging up? It's a pretty fair bet that someone will answer me just as I do. And next time I'll go back to the end of the queue. And once again I'll hear that familiar coo. Hello, how may I help you? Okay. Good night, folks.